What's up, guys? This is Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down why the overall market's in the green and why Tesla's in the red. Despite that, just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. A quick reminder about the data: we had CPI data, everything was basically close to expectations or below expectations. Then we got the S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services PMIs. Everything was basically close to expectations, as well as the market was just pumping for the first 20 minutes of today. Then we dipped a little bit once we got the Michigan consumer sentiment data, because this data was a little bit below expectations, and the 5-year inflationary expectations was a little bit hot. But then after dipping a bit, SPY and the QQQ are getting bought back up again, and now we're breaking all-time highs on SPY. So we're continuing to break out as I speak. But despite the market breaking out, Tesla is showing some weakness. Tesla is still in the red. So the question is, why is this happening? Well, one thing that's going on is that Tesla has a self-driving mode known as Mad Max, and it's getting lots of criticism for it. Tesla's FSD update described Mad Max as offering higher speeds and more frequent lane changes than Hurry, which was previously the most aggressive profile, at least according to reports. So there was a report that came out on X that, once again, while using Mad Max, basically we saw the Teslas kind of like exceeding the speed limits, and they're going very, very fast. So that's what that post suggests. However, we have to see what else ends up coming out when it comes to the investigation now. So the NHTSA has opened a probe into this. They're now in contact with Tesla about Mad Max. They're going to be listening to see what Tesla says, because it operates at higher speeds than other versions. Is it going too fast? Is it too aggressive? Is it driving like Furiosa? Is it too much? Or is it just going to be something else that Tesla has to just improve? But I'm sure Tesla can make the necessary improvements if something ends up coming up from this. But this is not the best of news, because, as you know, the NHTSA does love to investigate Tesla. They also had another probe involving 2.9 million Teslas equipped with the FSD system due to safety violations. That's what they said earlier this month. So there's lots of probes being opened against Tesla, and that's part of why the share price is down. Alongside the news that's still circulating that Tesla has recalled 63,619 Cybertrucks over a software issue. However, they're using the word recall to describe this, but Tesla's saying that an over-the-air software update has been released to fix the issues. So what was the issue? Basically, they're saying that the software update is being used to help improve the issue where the front parking lights were too bright, which was making it very hard for other drivers. So once again, Tesla's solving that issue with an over-the-air software update. So would you even call this a recall? I don't think that's like the correct word. I was just trying to read what the headlines were saying, which was negative for Tesla. But keep in mind, mainstream media loves to call little issues like that recalls. So what do I see for the markets? Like I said before, Tesla, we were expecting it to come down a little bit to retest these EMAs, but I want to see us hold 436. As long as 436 holds, we could try to bounce later on. If 436 fails us, we could be tipping towards 433, then back down towards the 420s if that fails. But as long as 436 holds, we should be looking for a bounce and attempt to get back into the 440s and eventually 445. So let's see if 436 holds or not. But that's pretty much it for Tesla. I think that we could bounce here, by the way, as long as 436 holds. So I'm saying we could be looking for a rebound back up towards 445 later on, for a temporary bounce. But keep in mind, even if we do bounce a little bit, Tesla is still weak compared to the markets because of all this news involving the NHTSA opening these probes, and also the quote-unquote recall, as mainstream media describes it, involving the Cybertruck. But Tesla did release an over-the-air software update to fix that, so it's not, it's fixed. It shouldn't be as bad. Hopefully, we try to bounce near 436 on Tesla. For SPY, we're technically in a range. I want to show you the 5-minute time frame. This was the range I had marked, basically near 676. We have this support, which is where we're bouncing from, but then we have this resistance near 678. I want to see if we could hold above that or not. If we hold this, we could be going higher. If not, we're just range bound. So hopefully 678 holds. As long as we're above that, we're going to be looking for 680 soon. As of right now, we're kind of consolidating near here, so we're still kind of stuck. So give this the time it needs. I do think that if we could hold 678 on a 4 hour close, we still have the potential to go higher for 680 on SPY. We're still technically looking more technically bullish. On the QQQ, we have near 618 is our resistance, and then 615 is the main support. We're range bound, but there is some upside potential if we break past that, and we're still holding up quite nicely. So break 618, and I would not rule out like 619 and 620. 620 specifically could be tested if we keep going. And SPY, by the way, could be going for like 680 if this continues. With the market bouncing, that could also help Tesla. The Russell, as long as we don't lose 249, we're going to be favoring 252. On ES, we're breaking all-time highs. As long as we don't lose 68 to 28, we're going to be favoring 68.50. On NQ, we're now bouncing here. As long as we don't lose 25,500, we're going to be favoring 25,600 plus for some upside. Bitcoin as an inverse head and shoulders. I want to see us get back above 110,000 to push for 111,000 to push higher. There is upside potential nonetheless. On Tesla, we also have an inverse head and shoulders here, nice accumulation. So we're trying to bounce a little bit on Tesla. As long as we don't lose 436, we could be looking for an attempt for 442, then 445. But I want to see us hold for confirmation. Nvidia is bouncing. As long as we don't lose 185, we're going to be favoring an attempt for 186 or above. Apple's bullish, favoring 265. 265 is likely coming as we look bullish. On Palantir, we're bouncing. As long as we don't lose 184, we're going to be favoring 186 as our target. AMD is also bouncing. We're holding above 250. As long as that holds, we're looking for 252.5. Coinbase, it's bouncing off support as long as we don't lose 345. We're also favoring the 350 area, so we look quite good. On Amazon, we're making higher lows here. As long as we don't lose 223.5, we're looking for a bounce back up to 225. Meta is showing some weakness, though. It could be retesting 730, then 725. That's a little bit weaker. Google, however, looks more bullish. So long as 260.5 holds, we're looking for 262. And then Microsoft is consolidating here, but it's slowly favoring 524. The VIX, this is kind of flat here. We're going to see if it bounces to fill the gap eventually or not. But on the 4 hour time frame, we did dump quite a bit. We still have this like falling wedge that's developing. So we're going to see if we get some kind of like bounce or not. But as of right now, the market is favoring the upwards direction, although we're fighting at some tough resistance at 678 on SPY. The market's still trying to push, and this could help Tesla try to bounce. I also like the fact that Tesla's trying to reclaim 440 right now, so that's a good sign that it tries to bounce more. Overall, the market is, in my opinion, looking more bullish, and because of that, that's going to help Tesla bounce. But even though Tesla's trying to bounce a bit, it might slowly run a little bit higher. I'm not saying it's going to be a massive run because there is still some heaviness. There's some weakness in Tesla because of all this negative news. Anyways, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you all so much for listening, and peace out.